Welcome everyone off quite a weekend for Seattle sports. The Seahawks get a big win in SoFi Stadium against the Chargers. The Kraken have an up and down weekend, and the University of Washington Huskies are now bowl eligible for the first time since 2019. So lots of fun to talk about. This episode will be a little bit shorter and sweeter, but that's always good every once in a while. But it was the weekend going into a new week. What did you think of it, and how was it for yourself?
Yeah, a good weekend. Weather here in Kentucky was great. I'll take it. Good sports weekend. Here we had Louisville live, so that's kind of their the basketball kickoff with the University of Louisville. So they kind of had the men's and women's team, and Jack Harlow was the guest host. So had about 10,000 folks down there rooting on the basketball team. So
it's not bad at all.
No, of course it got a little cold.
Yeah.
Which kind of takes the energy out of the crowd. But no, a good night for everybody, and just kind of fun. How about yourself, sir?
Yeah, not bad at all. Weather was probably a little bit better down here. It was about 70s and sunny the whole weekend. Saturday we went to the Swamp Rabbits game, which is the LA Kings. I guess it would be like the equivalent to AA hockey team down here. And then on Sunday, we did see the Carolina Panthers take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which was a very weird game, but it was fun, and I actually really enjoyed Carolina Stadium.
Cool.
Very basic, but there's not a bad seat in the house. It's nice and open, and it's very. Let me put this: it's nice that it's a casual viewing experience. Unlike Seahawks games where you kind of have to be up and into it the whole time. It felt like the Panther fans don't really care half of the game, so we were able to kind of just sit back, relax, enjoy the game, and have a nice time there. Like I said, stadium is very basic, but it's nice. The amenities are really good. Definitely one of the stadiums I've liked more. And I was kind of surprised by.
Wow.
But not a bad weekend at all. So let's jump into it since we were talking a little bit about football there. I guess I'll get the timer started. So the 5 minutes are on the clock, and here we go. The Seattle Seahawks, as we are recording this on Sunday nights now, get a big win in SoFi Stadium against the Chargers, and now are solely atop the NFC West at 4-3, behind quarterback Geno Smith and rookie Kenneth Walker III.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a trivia question, which I'm sure you know it. But Kenneth Walker had over 150 yards and 2+ touchdowns, which is the second rookie in franchise history to do that. Who was the first? Over 150 rushing and 2 touchdowns.
And rookie, right?
Yes.
On the one hand, I would say Sean Alexander, but it's not going to be Sean. How about Ring of Honor, Kurt Warner?
It was Kurt Warner.
Yes,
it was
all
like
right.
November 27th, 1983 or something like that. They showed that. So let's kind of talk
40
about
40 years ago, practically.
Yep.
Holy cow.
So, beginning of the year, everyone thought Rashad Penny was going to be the guy. And honestly, he looked good. He definitely looked like he could be a number one back, or at least split time with another person.
Right.
And then inevitable happened. He gets hurt, out for the year. And Kenneth Walker has just looked like the same guy from Michigan State.
The Doak Walker Award winner. That's what he looks like.
He's second game now of at least 4+ rushes of 10+ yards. Like, what can we say about him? He should have been the number one back, it seems like, off the board at this point.
Yep.
He averaged 7.3 today. How, I guess, excited are you for Kenneth Walker going forward? And what does this mean for Rashad Penny?
Penny, you've been Walter pipped. I do not see Penny coming back to the Seahawks.
No.
I think we cut bait. He's just injured way too often.
Yep.
Kind of Chris Carson. Penny was looking great, and it was carryover from last year, and you're thinking, all right, this guy's got it, and then he gets injured, and it's like, dang.
Yeah.
But hey, we got Kenneth Walker, and maybe an upgrade a little bit.
It does feel like it. Yeah.
Because he definitely can run between the tackles.
Mm-hmm.
He's not afraid of doing that. But my God, does he have a turbo boost on him?
Yeah, he's got that breakaway speed that I don't think he had. Yeah. Especially on that 75-yard run.
Oh,
today.
yeah. He was gone. He just went, oop, gone. All right. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. Now, and obviously, Pete Carroll is too. And now that they can start to see what he's capable of, I'm sure Shane Waldron is now going to start looking at what else can they do with this guy. And exciting. They just nailed the draft this year. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it feels a little bit like the 2012 draft where all these rookies just kind of come in right away and do their thing. I mean, we've talked a ton about Tariq Woolen. Kobe Bryant almost had a pick today. Unfortunate for that offsides. This game would have not looked it didn't look close, but it would have looked even worse. Right. So kind of switching to the defense. Have they kind of figured it out? Is this like the turning point for them, you think, this week?
It may have been. Am I ready to pull the string on it and say, yeah, they figured it out? I don't know. But boy, they sure are playing a lot better. Definitely have matured, I think, back there. And I think the guys that were the rookies now have really kind of got a little, swagger to their step. They belong and they figured it out. So, it's just kind of cool. It really is. I mean, boy, for having all the, concern about our DBs, that's not the issue.
Kind of
anymore.
The strong point of the defense, it feels like at this point.
And I mean, Trey Flowers is on his way back too. So I mean, the strength is only going to get stronger. So and because those guys are starting to shut down some guys back there, it's allowing the guys up front to have a couple extra seconds to see if they can get to the quarterback. So it's kind of working out good. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I mean, I kind of agree. The safety spot's still a little weird for me, I think, at this point. But I feel real good with Mike Jackson, Tariq, and Kobe. And like you said, Trey Flowers is on the way back. I do want to mention the big thing that did happen in the first half. DK Metcalf gets carted off. Looks like a knee thing. He's going to get x-rays or not for sure what that's going to be. We're going to go a little bit over on this one. Okay. Because it is going to be a shorter episode, but with DK potentially missing time, could be significant, could be no time at all. We don't know at this point.
Right.
Do you think Seattle can continue their winning ways, or was he kind of somebody that you think they needed to have to continue that push for potentially the playoffs, which I can't believe I said.
Yeah, I know, because it's kind of weird. Marquise showed up today.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of that was because of DK was able to pull, defenders off of him or not. But, hey, let's go for it. Marquise looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely can get open. Definitely can get the things, make some touchdown catches there. Nice job by him today. Tyler was still there. So, yeah, depending on, if DK is, going to be out for a few games, I think we can still manage it. Gino is in that mode. I think he can, be smart enough not to try to force things at this point. So
I think kind of just another point here is if DK does go out, obviously about 6'3", 230 receiver, big guy. Yeah, I'm be curious what they start to do with Noah Fant.
Right.
Because he might be able to. He's not going to fill DK's shoes. Don't get me wrong, but he could at least start to fill in that bigger receiver. Maybe you line him out on the outside and see what you can kind of do with him, because we kind of talked about this last week. I just feel like we don't know what they're doing with him. One catch for 7 yards today. I feel like he's got big play potential, could be a number one tight end. They just don't use him, but hopefully DK will be fine and it's not a big deal, but way to call out Marquise Goodwin, 2 touchdowns on the day, making a good jumping catch in the end zone. And overall a really good team win. And if it wasn't for the offsides on that, I guess 4th down at the end of the game, it would have been about 37 to 16. So definitely a blowout, good play on all sides of the ball. And it's weird, but it's good to see. So
Yeah,
we'll get this timer reset. Let's go over to the second quarter here now, and let's talk a little bit about Seattle Kraken hockey. Yeah. They had a huge win on Friday, beating the defending Stanley Cup champions in the Colorado Avalanche. Not Carson Soucy, Jared McCann, Jaden Schwartz, and who was the four I just saw his name? Carson Kuhlman with 3 goals.
Yeah.
And Grubauer played really well before getting hurt. What do we like from the Kraken against the Avalanche in Colorado?
Well, yeah, and of course Grubauer got his little ring there too, and all shiny. And
Grubauer, Burakovsky.
Yeah, Burakovsky.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just fantastic. To see them not panic when the Colorado came back, and and then Kuhlman just
that goal was great.
Sick. I mean, that was just. Yeah. I'm like, that was like a flung. It was just kind of wild how he got that in there, and I'm like, it almost was like the stick was like parallel to the ice. It was just
I don't know how he got it in,
but it was like, wow, that was on a whip. It was like, I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Yeah.
And no, I like the fact that they're not shy about trying to take some shots, and but to see the breakaway and just it was cool just to be able to see that in Colorado. So they went up against the team that I'm loving it. To see where the Kraken are in the standings right now in the Pacific is kind of cool too. They're got some points and they're sitting third, I think, right now.
Yeah, at least before today they were. I don't know what it is now, but they were. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's fun. They're competitive. I think that's probably the biggest thing right now.
Still in third.
Still in third, and they're competitive, and I'm digging it. And I think what it was Matty is definitely setting himself up for the Calder. I mean, he's got a goal in the last 4 games or something like that, 4 out of 5 or some points, something like that. So.
Yeah, at least points. I know he did score a goal today against the. Yeah, he's got 5 points in 7 games.
So, yeah, he's
not to mention 14 and 17. So it's pretty good.
He's doing all right. So. But no, I'm excited about the Kraken. I think this is the year, if they just kind of play to what they are capable of, they could be in the thick of things this year.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you look at Friday, huge game, huge win in Colorado. Unfortunately, Grubauer played a heck of a game, making just saves. Like and they didn't in the first period how he gets ran over by one of the Avalanche players, and they don't call it, and they almost score, but. Unfortunately for him, pulls what people think is a groin injury.
Yeah.
Was in line to get a win on the year, and then Martin Jones gets one save and gets the win.
Yeah.
But really cool for him to go back into college. I mean, he probably went there last year, probably didn't play well, but at least this year getting a really good shot to go in and beat them. And then would have been nice for Burakovsky to get a goal back in Colorado, but didn't happen. Right. Got close a couple times, but at least for them to each at least win the game, I think is a really good step in the right direction. And I was looking forward to Chicago. And then, flashbacks to Anaheim, first game of the season. We were up 4-3 at one point, and then give up 2 unanswered to the Blackhawks.
Quick too.
Yeah, it was within minutes.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Ending up losing 5-4. Boy, so what's up with the defense? Because I don't think it's all in the goalie, but I do think it's not. I think the defense is something's not going right. Obviously, to do that.
No, there were missed assignments on those two late goals. Definitely, and that's not on the goalie. That's on the defense, and they need to clean that up. And it's stuff that they can fix. It's not something that. That we were totally wiped out because of the play or that we aren't able to compete player-wise or anything. I think it's just, hey, got to get them all communicating, and that's probably something that they can go back and try to work on.
I mean, so to that point, and I feel like we've kind of been saying this a little bit now, even going back to last year. How much is it on coaching? At the end of the day, Hockey does. I would say hockey and football kind of feel like the sports where the coaches kind of matter the most, because for one, they're calling. And here's the whole. So they're calling the line changes. They're doing things like that. But I also think kind of I guess maybe I don't know, defensive strategy, like what they're running. It just feels like something's not clicking with the defenders.
And I don't know if that's lines or, what's happening there.
Maybe you do mix up the lines a little bit. I think you got to leave Will Borgen and, what's his name? I think it's number 29. Who's been his pairing? Not Vince Dunn. Has it been Susie? I think it has been Susie, actually.
Yeah.
I think they have like one of the highest defensive ratings in the league right now together. So maybe don't change that.
Yeah, don't change that one, but maybe
the other two with Alexiak, Schultz, and Larson and Dunn. Maybe look at something there.
Yeah.
But I mean, gosh, 5 goals, 2 unanswered in the third when there was really only a few minutes left in the game.
Yeah. It's rough. I don't know if it's a focus issue. I don't, it's just kind of weird that, like you said, it's kind of reminiscent of that Anaheim game.
Yeah.
Where we had it in hand and we just let it get away. And it happens so quick.
Yeah, it really did. That's
I think that's probably your point too. Is, geez, you get that as soon as they scored that equalizer, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're up. It's like, what just happened?
Exactly. And especially going forward here on Tuesday, back at home, fortunately. So maybe they can get a win here in Climate Pledge, but going against the Buffalo Sabres, who look good. They just beat the Canucks yesterday 5-1, beat the Flames 6-3, beat the Oilers 4-2.
Yeah, they're just coming through.
Lose to the Panthers 4-3, but beat the Senators 4-1. We're not really expecting much from the Canucks this year, the Senators this year, or the Flames, but it would have been nice to get a W against Chicago. I'm going against Buffalo.
Yeah.
So one final thing here to touch on with the Kraken before we wrap this show up is Shane Wright. When do they send him down? You think they give him the full 9 or send him down earlier?
They're giving him the full 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll give him the full 9. I think they need to send him down. He needs the ice.
Yeah.
It's not going to do him any good sitting on the bench.
Yep. I definitely agree.
Like we talked about, now that he's been up, he knows what he has to work on, and just hone his skill. So he's honing it towards an NHL player as opposed to just going down there and skating like that. They won't let him just skate around, but they'll definitely have him with some stuff to work on and definitely prove to them that he's ready for next year. So.
Yep. Nah, I definitely think that's fair at this point. Today was the lowest time on ice he's had so far all year.
Yeah.
And I know the game flow, things like that. But
and especially after Dave said he needed to get him more minutes, and then he doesn't.
He hasn't,
Yeah, so it leads me to believe they're going to send him down, which is fine, because who was the number 1 pick?
The Montreal kid. Yeah, they're playing him basically the same. Slavkovsky.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me. It almost seems like they were kind of seeing if both of them who would pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And kind of like, okay, yeah, he looked like the number 1. Are they going to put him at no? Okay. Yeah, let's be smart and
he did play a little bit more, but it seems like they've kind of done the same thing with him as they've done with Wright. So both only have 1 point on the year, so nothing crazy there. But good things happen this weekend. You get at least the one win against Colorado, and then the Seahawks. I don't know what to think because now we're at the top of the West. It's like, well, let's go for playoffs.
Might as well.
And Denver's pick's going to be pretty bad, I think, at this point. Losing again tonight, 2-5 there. Maybe we just bank on Denver getting us a top 5 pick, and then we'll be in the 20s, which should have been the other way around. But with that said, everybody, that is going to wrap up the show tonight. Like we said, kind of short and sweet, but had just a few things to talk about, but some good things to talk about. So thank you all for watching. Go ahead, subscribe, like, and comment, and we will see you all in the next episode of Anchors Away.
Have a good one.